I am making dinner tonight. You might see my dog, and that is Lacey. Ooh, it's really blurry. Oh my goodness. There we go. And we are making a gluten and dairy-free dinner. And I got the recipe from Trader Joe's online, and it's awesome. Hi. It's awesome. And so I want to make it again. It's Sloppy Joe's, but I do my own spin on it because I am gluten and dairy-free. So I don't have any bread, so I'm actually going to mix with rice. So let me show you what we have prepared. So we have roasted corn, it's frozen, some garlic, we have, well, a little bit more than 1/4 cup of onions because onions are the best, some frozen edamame for some protein, even though it doesn't call for it, but whatever, salsa, and then the meat, and then right here this is frozen rice because that's what I mix it with, so it's a little bit of a spin on Sloppy Joe's. So I can set this up right. There's like a weird light going on here. So okay, we have the meat. We're gonna put it on the stove. Let's see how I can do this without, there you go. Turn it on. Let me know if there's any other food allergies out there. I just put a blog post up. Turkey, it is ground beef. Low fat. It's just what I grew up with, so meat is murder. That is your opinion, and not everybody has to have meat. So you don't have to wash, that's okay. But let's flip it. Here's my dog. She's loving this. So right now, the meat wasn't frozen, so I'm just chopping it up. I'll be crumbling it in a second, but yeah, I have a blog up. I like turkey. Owning a pet is animal cruelty. I'm sorry you feel that way. I have a blog called The Busy Bee. It's www.thebusy.be, and I post some, well, it's a kind of a hodgepodge of stuff that I do, crafts and cooking, and I eat gluten and dairy free, so a lot of the recipes will be that, but sometimes you gotta make something that everybody else can have because not everybody eats gluten and dairy free, so you can hear it start to sizzle a little bit. Okay. And again, my dog is patiently waiting for bits to come to the ground here. So I don't like, you are gluten and dairy free house, that's awesome. Good for you. It can be a struggle. And again, I don't know if you can hear me over ugly floor. Yeah, it's okay though. I rent, so nothing I can do about it. Thank you. If you want some gluten and dairy free recipes, I test some out from other blogs, but I also make up my own. So if you go to www.thebusy, that's thebusy.be, you can check out some of my recipes on there. They're pretty yummy. I grew up in a house where flavor is really important, so I try to get as much flavor in the recipes as possible. You can leave comments, try the recipes out, let me know how you feel. I'll be doing some product reviews on there as well. So you can see I visited my parents this weekend and made some gluten-free bread. I'm addicted to flavor, who isn't? I made some gluten-free bread in a bread machine from Bob's Red Mill, and it was the bomb. And I will definitely be making that again. So I want to do a couple more product reviews, the good and the bad, just so you can see kind of what's good and what's been tried and tested. So, okay, so I'm still browning the beef here. Thank you for those that have stayed with me. I know this is kind of boring and my camera's shifting all over the place, but it's cool. When it gets really greasy, I drain the fat. The fat can be good, but something about fatty meat is just disgusting to me, so I drain it. In fact, I'm gonna do that now. Bear with me. You can watch my dog while I do this. Here. I'm just draining the meat. It is very hard to cook with one hand. You got that right. Okay. The fat has been drained. And this is a recipe I've done before, so this isn't like brand new stuff, but I wanted to make it tonight and I thought why not Periscope it, give a little shout out to my blog for anybody who wants to take a look at it. There's still a little pink there. Some people like their meat pink. My dad likes his like bloody, which is disgusting to me. When I go to restaurants, well, yes, that is my dog Lacey. She is an Australian cattle dog, and she is a ball full of energy, but she is the love of my life. Yeah. When I go to restaurants and I order burgers or order beef or anything, I always say I want it charred like a hockey puck, because if there's any pink in there, man, I have to send it back. I don't know what it is. It's something, some kind of issue that I got, but whatever. Welcome! Okay, the meat is almost done. If you are just joining us, we are making a gluten and dairy-free version of sloppy joes. The inside of the actual sloppiness of the joe is, from what I know, already gluten and dairy-free, but the bread isn't, so I'm going to mix it with some rice. I'll show you that in a bit. This recipe is from Trader Joe's, which is like, Trader Joe's, man, Joe is my best friend. You don't like it anything less than medium cooked. Amen. There is so many gluten and dairy-free products there, or just natural products where you can make some yummy stuff. So if you have a Trader Joe's by you, go there. They didn't tell me to say that. I just love them so much that I'm going to do it for free. Okay, so the meat is really starting to sizzle. It's pretty much brown. We are going to move over and take the onion and the garlic. Now some people like to add the onion and garlic before they cook the meat so that the flavor is there. But I tend to overcook or burn my garlic, and so I don't do that. Call the police. Okay, so we've got garlic and onion. It smells really good. You guys can't smell it, but take my word for it. So mix that in there. So right now we just have, I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Thank you to those who have stayed. Appreciate it. You've heard Trader Joe from a customer. I'm assuming you meant son. Yeah, celiac disease. Now I'm gluten intolerant and I'm lactose intolerant. I've been lactose intolerant for like my whole life, but I've been gluten intolerant for about 2 years. Well, diagnosed for 2 years. So it's not as severe as celiac disease. If I have gluten, I get a stomach ache, but I don't break out in rashes or anything like that. And I really feel for some of those people that have really bad celiac disease because they can't even go out to restaurants. If there's cross-contamination, they're like done for days. And I feel for them. So, man, I feel for that person's son. So, okay. The onions are starting to get a little bit see-through, if you can see that. Amidst the steam. She's still looking for scraps. Yeah, you're not getting anything, girlfriend. Okay, so then we're gonna add, I have frozen fire roasted corn, also from Trader Joe's, and then frozen edamame from my grocery store. And the recipe doesn't call for frozen edamame, but I figured why not add more protein in there. Fills you up. So there's the edamame. Oh, look at those colors. Like when I was little and I used to make lunches and stuff like that, I would pretend like I was doing a cooking show, and it's happening right now. Like I would just talk to myself. Super embarrassing, but whatever. And now I'm actually talking to people and doing this. It's pretty cool. I'm no chef. I'm a graphic designer, but I love the kitchen and I love to cook and I love to bake. So. How about bringing dinner to us? Yeah, you're far, that's my mom, and they are far away from me, so you wish. You have this recipe, girlfriend, you can do it. So the veggies that I added in, we got edamame. Well, I guess that's the bean, legume. But so the edamame and the corn, that was frozen. So it's gonna take a little bit to warm up here. I'm gonna turn it down a little more. Actually, no, it's down pretty good. Let's look at the dog. Say hi, Lacey. She just had dinner. She should be full. But the smells are getting to her, okay? And the last thing that we're going to do is add the salsa in, which makes the mixture sloppy. So before I do that, Trader Joe's has frozen rice, which sounds like disgusting, but it's just as disgusting as minute rice, so don't hate. And all you do is stick it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and then it's awesome. So put it in there for 3 minutes. You can see how proud of a mama I am here. I've got like a mom and her child's grade reports, but my dog's pictures and paw paintings. So, okay, well that's in the microwave. I have half of a cup of salsa that I'm going to add in. Yeah, you can hear that sizzle. The rice is good for making sushi. Oh, I bet. It is super sticky rice, so I can only imagine how good that is for sushi. I have yet to dabble in sushi making, so the recipe calls for half of a cup of salsa, but as you can see, well, if I position the camera right, it's not very sloppy. I mean, it's like a little sloppy, but nothing great. So I usually add more in, because what's a sloppy Joe if it's not sloppy? Welcome! I'm making dinner. I'm going to add a little bit more. Oh, that's a lot of juice. Okay, maybe a lot more, but whatever. And again, this dinner is gluten and dairy free. I'm not substituting anything like to make it gluten and dairy free. I'm just taking out the buns of the sloppy Joe. Welcome! So instead of having it on a bun, I'm going to have it with rice, which makes it a little less sloppy, but whatever. You got to work with what you have. Oh yeah, the neighbor must be home. She's on guard. Okay. So it looks almost like a chili, I'm not gonna lie. But it's very colorful. We have ground beef and edamame for really good protein. We got some fresh and frozen veggies. The salsa has green peppers in there, and it's all natural salsa. There's no preservatives or anything like that in there. So, I have a little spillage, but that's okay. We still got 7 people. Man, that's awesome. Thanks for staying, guys. And for the love. Appreciate it. If you, I know I've mentioned this a couple times, but some people have come a little later. Oh, she got a schnibble. That's nice. If you and dairy free, I have some awesome recipes on my website. It's The Busy Bee, www.thebusy.be, and I post stuff about crafts and cooking and whatever. I'm going to post something about a trainer I've been working with, so she's pretty awesome. But rice is done. Let's turn this off. See if I have to put the camera down for a sec, guys. Okay. You're not supposed to open it until it's cool, but what's the fun in that? Burn yourself a little bit. Ow. Okay, so we've got Rick's. I'd say it's a little less than a cup of Rick's. I ate dinner, but you're making me hungry. Well, I am sorry. There is deliciousness happening here. Okay, and this, so I'm only gonna be eating this tonight, but I will have leftovers for lunch tomorrow and probably dinner tomorrow too. So it makes quite a bit for such little ingredients. And the corn and the edamame, like I'm not using a whole bag, I'm just using 1/4 of a cup. And the salsa, I'm not even using a full jar. So you can, with I used about a pound of ground beef. You could really, with 2 pounds of ground beef, you could double the recipe and not have to buy any extra ingredients because you're only using such little of them. But I am gonna have dinner because I'm hungry, and it's like, what, like 6 o'clock here now? So yeah, she's gonna watch. That would be huge. Yes, it would be. Thanks. I will be back in a couple days maybe and do a product review, but again, thebusy.be, and check out some of my recipes. Have a good night.